All right, this is just going to be a very quick rundown on styles. So recap on how to incorporate styles. You can put styles into a tag inline. So if I hit run here, I've got all this going on. We have a header. So I can style this header inline. And an inline style means it's an attribute. So it's a thing after a space bar inside a tag. The style attribute is style equals, and then it will be in quotation marks. Oops, I'm way down on another line somehow. And then inside here, you put property, colon, value, semicolon. So for instance, if I wanted the background color as my property and the value as yellow, then I do it this way. Property, background color, colon, yellow, semicolon. It doesn't matter if you space after that or not. And then that will be yellow. Or if I want the heading to have different color font, I use a style attribute. So remember that style equals, and then inside the quotation marks, property, colon, value, semicolon. And for fonts, it's just the word color, like such. Okay? Now, if I wanted to make the entire background a color, I would have to style the body tag. But there is an additional way that you can create styles, and we call that an external style sheet, which is really handy if you want to do it to multiple places at once. So I'm going to create a new style sheet by clicking Add File and naming it Styles.css. And you can name it anything as long as it ends in .css, but most commonly people name it Styles.css, so that's really what you should name it. And then here's what it looks like in there. It's the same thing. So for instance, if I was going to make my background color, I don't know what color. We'll say gray. All right, I'm going to have the property colon value semicolon, but what's different in here is you have to tell it what elements do you want to have that property. So I might say I want my body, and you can put more than one. You can put a comma. I want my body, and I want my, I don't think I have any other H's, but I'll change that footer. Well, say footer. I want, well, the footer will already be that color. I don't have a good one to add, but you could put a comma and add another one. Anyway, then you put open brace, and these are not brackets, they are braces. And that's where you're going to put this, between the braces. So it looks like this. And they'll turn colors when you're in REPL to kind of help you out. Now, if I run it, nothing's going to happen because this styles page is not linked to my index page. They're in the same folder over here, but they're not connected. That's done in the head section. So you're going to do that up here in the head section. It doesn't really matter where it goes, as long as it's in the head section. I'm going to put it after the title. This tag is a link tag. It has 3 parts. REL, which is relationship, and you can press tab and it'll put it in there. Style sheet. The relationship is a style sheet. The type, again I'll press tab, is text/CSS. And the href, which stands for the hyperlink reference, which means what's it called and where is it, is over there, styles.css. That's what I called it, so that's what you put in there. And it's an empty tag, like so. So 3 attributes in a row, each attribute separated by simply a space bar. If we run it now, there we go. Now we have a gray background. So again, you can use an inline style, or you can link to what we call an external style sheet. Now you can do what they call an internal style sheet, or I just don't recommend doing it because I feel like it's just better to go ahead and go here. But like if you were making a one-page website and you just didn't want to have to make another page, you could put them in the head section exactly like this is. You would just put this in here like this. So I'm going to delete this so this doesn't exist anymore. Okay. And I'll take this line out. And all I have to do is put it in a style tag like this. Style, style, and then in between them, you put that in there. And then when I run it, it will work. Now they say that technically you're supposed to put the type in here, but it works without it, but technically you're supposed to put the type in there. You wouldn't put the href in there because you're not pointing to a different name, and you don't have to put the relationship of a style sheet because it knows that because it's in the style section. But the type, it might not necessarily know it. Although it's a style, it should know it's a CSS. But anyways, all right, so that's the difference between the 3 types of styles: inline, and an embedded style sheet, and then the external style sheet.